Why introverted men are so attractive, even if they don't know it yet. Here's the thing nobody tells you. The quietest man in the room is often the loudest in her mind. You've seen it before. That guy who barely says a word, who isn't trying to impress anyone, who doesn't need to be the center of attention, and yet somehow everyone notices him, especially the women. It's almost unfair, isn't it? You would think being introverted, being reserved, being quiet, being selective would make you fade into the background. But in reality, it makes you magnetic. Today, I want to break down exactly why introverted men are so attractive. I am not talking about surface level stuff. I am talking about the deeper psychology behind why women can't help but be drawn to them, often in ways they can't even explain. And if you're an introverted man, by the end of this, you're going to see your quiet nature in a whole new light. You understand how to use it, not as a weakness, not as something to fix, but as your greatest asset. Let's reframe this. What does it mean to be introverted? Before we go further, let's clear up one thing. Introverted doesn't mean shy. Shy people avoid interaction out of fear. Introverts simply choose their interactions carefully. It's not about being scared of people. It's about valuing your energy and giving it to the right ones. An introverted man isn't boring. He's not weak. He's not socially awkward by default. He's simply selective. And that selectiveness, that intentionality, that's exactly what makes women notice. So why are introverted men so attractive? Let's dig deep. So the number one thing is they have a quiet confidence that speaks louder than words. Confidence isn't loud. It's not showing off, bragging, or performing. Real confidence is quiet. It's steady. It's a man who doesn't need to prove himself because he already knows his worth. And that's the energy introverted men naturally give off. When you're not constantly trying to be seen, you actually become more noticeable. When you don't feel the need to dominate the room starts paying attention to you. It's a paradox, but it works. For women, this is magnetic. Why? Because a man who is comfortable in silence signals emotional security. He's not trying to impress everyone. He's not desperate for validation. He's grounded. And that quiet confidence is rare. And rare things are always attractive. Secondly, they are deep thinkers. And depth is sexy. Let's be honest. A lot of surface level conversation is noise. Introverted men often skip the noise. They rather talk about things that actually matter. Life goals, dreams, philosophies, stories. They take time to process, to reflect, to actually listen. And when they speak, it feels like it carries weight. Women pick up on this. They feel like they are not just having another casual chat. They are connecting with someone who actually sees them, who engages with their mind. And in a world full of shallow connections, depth is intoxicating. Thirdly, they listen. Introverted men, they listen. Really listen. Do you know what one of the sexiest skills a man can have is? Listening. Not the kind where you nod while waiting for your turn to talk. You understand? I mean, actually listening. Remembering the little details. Asking meaningful follow-ups. Showing that you value her words. Introverted men do this naturally. They take in what people say. They pay attention. And for a woman, that is rare. That's refreshing. And that's deeply attractive. Because when you listen, you make her feel seen. And being seen, that's powerful. Number 4, they are mysterious, and mystery creates desire. Here's the psychological truth. People are drawn to what they can't fully figure out. Introverted men often don't overshare. They don't put everything out there. And that's mystery. It makes women curious. They start wondering, what's he thinking? What's the story? What's beneath that calm surface? And that's wondering. That's the spark of attraction. Because mystery creates intrigue, and intrigue creates desire. Number 5, they value quality over quantity. Here's another thing women love about introverted men. They don't just give their attention to everyone. When an introverted man chooses to spend time with a woman, it feels intentional, it feels special. He's not out there chasing validation from 10 different people. He's choosing. And being chosen by a man who is selective, that feels different. Number 6, they bring emotional safety. Introverted men often have a calming presence. They don't create chaos. They don't stir unnecessary drama. For a woman, being around that kind of energy feels safe. She can relax. She can be herself. She doesn't feel like she's competing for his attention or being judged. And that emotional safety, that's what makes her want to stay. So number 7, they are loyal. Introverted men are loyal. And that's irresistible. Introverted men often form fewer connections. But when they do, they go deep. They are not flaky. They are not all over the place. They invest. They stay. For women, this kind of loyalty is priceless. In a world where people are quick to ghost or move on, a man who sticks, that's rare, and rare is attractive. Now, I want to tell you how an introverted man can use his power. Now, here's where it gets good. If you're an introverted man, you already have these qualities, but you might not be leaning into them. Here's how to start. Own your presence. Stop apologizing for being quiet. It's your strength. Work on your energy. When you do speak, make it intentional. Engage deeply. Ask questions. Really listen. Let her feel your full attention. Set boundaries. Your selectiveness is powerful. You don't dilute it. Build your world. Have hobbies, passions, and a life that excites you. When you do this, you don't just become attractive, you become unforgettable. Being introverted isn't a disadvantage. It's a superpower. In a world full of noise, the man who is calm, grounded, mysterious, intentional, and deeply present, he stands out. So if you're an introverted man watching this, stop trying to change. Stop it. Stop trying to fix yourself. Instead, lean into who you are. Because that quiet strength, that depth, that authenticity, that's exactly what makes you magnetic. Now, which of these qualities do you see in yourself? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more insights like this about attraction, relationships, and becoming the best version of yourself, make sure to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. See you next time.